welcome again. And congratulations, you all were just awarded, just graduated, and we're so excited to support you through your college career. So we'll be going over some information about the scholarship and how it works. My name is Elizabeth Dodd, but you can call me Liz. I go by Liz. I'm the director for the Isleta Education Foundation. And I have with me Josie Sandoval. She's having some issues getting on, but she'll be joining us soon and help me with answering your questions. So we are located at the district central office building at 9600 Sims Drive on the first floor. If you all have visited the theater or maybe even performed at the theater, we're right in that theater lobby area. So you know where we are in case you have any documents you want to submit to us. You're welcome to visit the office. The documents that are required for you to request your funds were emailed to you this morning. So hopefully everyone received those. If for some reason you did not, just let us know. You can send us an email and we'll send those back to you. We sent this information based on the personal email addresses you had provided when you submitted the application, which seemed like forever ago, right? So in case you have any changes to your email, anything like that, let us know and we can send the information to your correct email address. Okay, so we wanted to also let you know another way to stay in contact with us is we do have a website, the YEF Scholarship website. We will be posting pictures as well from the presentations that we did with you all. And that should be up maybe by the end of July. We're still downloading and editing all those photos and we'll be getting them up on the website soon. We are also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So if you have any questions, another way to reach us is through those social media accounts. So one of the forms that was provided to you is called the biography form. This is a form for us to collect information because now that you are no longer here at the district, you have, for example, your emails have changed. Your district emails are no longer valid, no longer active. So we need your personal email addresses. We need contact information for you, and then some alternate contact information, such as a parent or a guardian. We want to make sure that this information is kept up to date because there are times that we may have to reach out to you for whatever reason. Sometimes we have some of your donors maybe specifically live out of town and they want to, they're coming into town and they want to take you to lunch and meet with you or something. So we want to be able to reach you during those requests or for those requests. Then we also have some college information that we'll be requesting from you. So in order to be able to send the money to your college, we need to know what college or university you've decided to attend, what you're majoring in, and then your expected graduation date. We understand many of you maybe already have an associate's degree and you're only going to be in your bachelor's for 2 years, 2 or 3 years. And that just gives us a better idea of how you're going to be using your funding. So please fill out that biography form, which looks like this. Okay, so you just fill in, it's a PDF fillable form. So you can fill it out and then you just have to save it, resave it with the information that you filled out, and then you can email this to us. Okay. On the back of this form, we also request a portion here for a thank you letter. Okay. Some of you received a scholarship from the Isleta Education Foundation, and those were funds that were fundraised through corporations, through general donations, fundraisers that we did. And so those are businesses and companies that donated to the foundation in order to make these scholarships possible. And those thank you notes really do help us when we're starting our new fundraising campaigns, which we've already kicked off for the next class of 2025. so we can start fundraising again for those students. And those thank you notes really do help us. We can tell those donors thank you over and over again, but really they want to hear it from you. They want to hear it from the students who they supported, who they have invested in, especially if you received a scholarship from an individual family. They created a scholarship in memory of someone. And that was very dear to them, and they want to hear how this scholarship maybe has impacted your decisions on where you're going to go, how it's going to impact you in the future. So these thank you notes really are supportive in our mission to help more students every year. And so please take the time to write a thank you note, and you can just type it in here in the biography form. I had also provided in the email, we also provided a section for thank you note guidelines or ideas that you can include in your note. Sometimes students are, oh, Miss, pues I don't know what to include or what to say. And so we provided those guidelines just to give you a little bit of support, so you can think of some things that you wanna say to them, especially maybe if you are a first generation student, maybe if you work in plus also which university have you decided to attend, what are you going to major in, and how this scholarship has affected you. So hopefully those guidelines and ideas, a guide, will help you with that thank you note. Okay. Now, on processing the funds, students, you will be requesting funds as you need it. Okay. So the way this scholarship works is it's very different from other scholarship organizations. You may have received some other scholarships from other foundations or businesses or something. And so they basically will provide you that scholarship all up front, all in full, not necessarily to you, but to your college where you're going to go. And YEF works very differently. We provide the funds more as you need them, because many of you are receiving financial aid, are receiving those outside scholarships. And those, because they're so strict, you have to use them by a certain time. And we want to make sure you use them and you don't lose them, and you're able to use all of the funding that's being provided to you. So YEF, you can see more as a savings account on the side that you have ready for you to use whenever you need, whenever you have the need for them. And you don't have to use it all at one time. Say you received a $1,000 scholarship and you have everything covered with your financial aid, and maybe you need $268.87 for your books, then you can request that amount specifically for your books, and then you can save the rest for another semester or another year. A lot of times for financial aid, it's not provided during the summer session. And if you want to go to school in summer and you want to get ahead, then maybe you can save this scholarship for a summer session. So we work very differently that way. We will hold the scholarship for you for a certain number of years. And that way you can meet with your parents, figure out all of the funds that you're getting from the school, some outside scholarships you're getting as well, and how can you fit YEF in to better help you along, not just this first year, not just this first semester, but over the course of 4 years. If you need to, you can use it little by little. We have some students that are in graduate school that just started medical school, and they're still using their scholarship. Okay. So, so be very careful and, really think about what is the best way to apply these funds. Okay. And all of the documents that we'll be going over, you can email them to us at yef@yisd.net, or like I said, you're welcome to visit us here at the office. Just keep in mind that it does take us approximately 2 to 3 weeks for any request. We do have to go through all of the documents, make sure everything that we have is in and correct. If there's anything that's missing, we will reach out to you and let you know. The scholarship request then has to be approved, a check printed, then signed by the board members, then we're able to get it to you. So we do ask for you to keep that in mind, because if you have tuition due by the end of August and you submit it to me, to us August 20th, we may be cutting it a little close. We do try our best to process these requests as soon as we get them, but sometimes we have other things going on as well. We have our fundraisers already kicking off, and we just want to make sure if you can please give us enough time to process your requests timely. Okay. So your scholarship funds, what can you use them for? Okay. Like I said, it's not funds that we just hand to you and then say, okay, good luck, mijo, and hopefully everything goes well. Doesn't work like that, okay? We do promise our donors that we track to the penny that each penny is used, each dollar is used for college expenses. Okay, and so we have to have our documentation, the receipts, everything that we need. Should we be audited, should a donor request information, we are able to provide that to them and show them that the students are using the scholarship, how they are supposed to be using it. So that way we can keep our donors donating more money, okay? And we're raising more money for our students. So you can use your scholarship money for tuition, of course, tuition and fees. For your books, they can be rented books, they can be used books, they can be electronic books. As long as we have receipts for your books and which ones you want to purchase that you need for that semester, the scholarship can cover it. For housing, if you are, and housing is not just for students who are going out of town, okay? If for some reason, students, you need to live on your own, say you are attending UTEP, but you need to get your own place, just provide us with a copy of your housing agreement and we can help you with your housing costs as well. Students, if you are going out of town, then definitely you're going to need to stay in a dorm, in an apartment somewhere. And so as long as we have a housing contract, a lease agreement, that tells us how much you're having to pay each month, we can also help you with your housing, okay? For those students that are going out of town, we can also help you with travel, okay? Because sometimes you may want to come home. I know you can't wait to leave, to leave El Paso, but maybe for Thanksgiving or Christmas, you want to come home. And so we can help you with your travel as well, okay? With your air flights. If you're even driving, we could possibly look at helping you with your mileage expenses, with gas and things like that, okay? So we can also help with travel. And then of course, any computer equipment and calculators. So computer equipment is just the equipment, okay? Be very careful. You can go ahead and purchase, a fancy cover or things like that. But one year I had a request for a $250 fancy laptop backpack, and that was not going to be approved, okay? So you want to be very careful with your computer equipment. This YEF scholarship only covers equipment. If you plan to purchase like an iPad, for example, then it makes sense that you may need an iPad pencil because you're going to use your iPad for taking notes or things like that. And you can get a laptop, an iPad, tablets, printers, okay? And even a desktop if that's what you want, okay? Because sometimes students want the laptop to stay in the dorm, but don't want to carry that around so it doesn't get lost or anything or stolen. You have to be very careful. And so you want to carry the tablet around. when you're going from class to class. So however you want to do it, the scholarship is available for those types of purchases. And then we have other items. So these other college expenses can be approved if they're required by your professors. So for example, we had a student who is an art major. She is out in New York somewhere, I believe, at a fancy art school, and has to purchase all of these art supplies. And they're not cheap, right? And so if you have those extra types of equipment that you have to get for your class, just provide us with the syllabus where the professor states that you need this book and you need this equipment and you need all this stuff. Just provide us a copy of that and we can try and get that approved for you. Okay. There are some students that received the Deibler Scholarship from Bel Air High School. Please just be careful and note that the Deibler Scholarship is only for use for tuition and books, okay? That is limited. We are not able to help with computer equipment or anything else with the Deibler Scholarship, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so there are deadlines to keep in mind, okay? You received this scholarship in 2024. And you do have 2 years to start using the scholarship, okay, to activate it. There are some students possibly looking at attending EPCC first or doing something else for the first year or two, and that's perfectly fine. We will hold the scholarship for you for 2 years because this scholarship can only be used at a 4-year college or university, okay? 4-year colleges only. 4-year accredited colleges and universities. So we will hold the scholarship for you for 2 years. And that's just to let the foundation know and the board know that you are attending college, you are doing something. And so you activate your scholarship within the 2 years. And after the 2 years, that initial request, then you have another 3 years after that. So you have 5 years total to use your scholarship. Okay, if you use it all at one time, that's perfectly fine too. It's completely up to you and your parents to decide what it is you need and how you need to use the scholarship, okay? But just know that if you have other financial aid, if you have other scholarships that are available to you, you can use all of that first and then keep this available to use at a later time, okay? So a total of 5 years to use a scholarship. So eligibility. You did receive the scholarship for all of the work you have done during high school for all these 4 years. But the foundation wants to make sure that you continue that success. And again, these funds can only be used at a 4-year accredited university. For Deibler, our Deibler recipients, that scholarship is only for UTEP, okay? Specifically a UTEP scholarship. But another criteria, not your first college semester, okay? So this fall semester, if you attend college, you don't have to worry about meeting this 2.0 cumulative GPA. It's only after your first semester that you need to meet a 2.0. And that's the very bare minimum at a college in order to be able to continue going to college that you have to meet. So we just have the same requirement. We just want to make sure that you're eligible to continue each semester, okay? So that's a cumulative 2.0 GPA that is required. For my Deibler recipients, that's a 2.5 GPA for you, just a little bit higher, okay? Just keep that in mind. So the documents that are required, and there are quite a few. I'm sorry about that, but we just have to make sure that we have all of the information we need in case we're audited to be able to confirm that you are attending college. So first is the disbursement form. And this is pretty much the cover letter where you tell us the college that you're going to, how much you're requesting, and what you want to use it for. Okay, so that this form, you're able to also download it off the YEF website, but it is a form that we also emailed you. And if you ever need the form, you can't find it, you lost it, whatever, we can always send you another one, okay? No worries. But another form that's required, of course, is a class schedule. A copy of your schedule from the university, just to confirm that you are registered and enrolled to attend college for that specific semester that you're requesting funding for, okay? In addition, we also ask for a tuition statement. Each college is different, each university, they call it something different. So it could be a tuition invoice, it could be a bill, a tuition statement is what I've seen the most. So it's after you're registered for your classes, then they let you know, okay, you're registered for 14. Those 14 hours are going to cost you this much. And it's the total of tuition, of fees, mandatory fees, non-mandatory fees, everything that they're charging you to go to school that semester. So we just need a copy of that, because in case you are wanting to use your scholarship for tuition, we do have to see what your how much that's going to be. Okay. So this is what the disbursement form looks like. Okay, you would fill out the information here. Of course, your name, the date you're requesting the funds, the college you're attending, your university ID number, your mailing address. If you are going out of town, please put the address, complete address of your dorm or your apartment that you're staying at. And please don't forget to include your apartment number, your dorm number, okay? Because we're sending this money to you directly, and we just don't want it to get lost because it's happened before, okay? So make sure that you give us a complete address, mailing address for you, state zip, your phone number, an alternate phone number in case we're missing any information. We can give you a call, your email, of course, and then the scholarship you were awarded, the year you were awarded, of course, for all of you, it's 2024, how much you're requesting, your disbursement amount, and who it's payable to. So now the payable to may differ, okay? If you purchased your books ahead of time, then the payable to will be you, because we need to reimburse you, okay? If your parents bought the books, or your grandma or somebody else made that gift for you and bought your books, you want to pay them back, you can put payable to your parents, okay? As long as you sign it, you're approving that we can use those funds for you and give them, make it payable to that person, that's perfectly fine too. But if you're paying, you want to use these funds to pay your tuition that you still owe, then the payable to would be to that university, okay? So say you're at Texas Tech and you still owe them $1,200, then it would be payable to Texas Tech, $1,200 for tuition, okay? If you have to pay tuition out of pocket and you did make that payment, then just provide us a receipt and we can reimburse you, okay? So it depends on the situation, who that payable to will be to. If you have any questions, just give us a call, let us know the situation, and we'll help you fill that out correctly. Also on this disbursement request form, it has the guidelines listed here of what you want to use it for and what is approved, okay, basically. So for travel, please note, it's available twice a year, of course, for fall and spring semesters, for out-of-town, for students attending out-of-town universities, more than 200 miles, etc. And that we will cover either flight, or you can also request mileage for your personal automobile if you drive to your university, drive back and forth, okay? So just be sure to read these guidelines here. There's something for everything for the computer equipment. Again, for computer equipment, it's just for the equipment. For the calculators, just for the equipment, okay? No extras, no additionals, no fancy covers or things like that, okay? We cover the equipment. Also for warranties, extras like that, those are also not covered. So just be careful when you're signing up or ordering your computer, that some of those costs of the scholarship will not be able to cover, okay? I also wanted to mention, I forgot to mention this. If you have books you want to purchase, but you don't have the funds to purchase them right now, or a computer you want to purchase, but you don't have the funds to purchase it first, so it could be reimbursable to you. What we can do is that you provide us with a screenshot, a copy of the computer you want to purchase, how much it's going to be, how much the taxes are going to be, and we can make that check out to you. You go and purchase the books or the computer, whatever it is, and then you need to submit a receipt back to us within 2 weeks. Okay, so we can do it that way as well. If you don't have the funds to purchase whatever it is you need right away, then we can kind of give that to you up front, as long as we get a receipt back from you showing that you use the money the way you were supposed to. Okay, so that is an option for you as well. And that can be for housing as well. If you pay it up front or you're not able to pay it, then for housing, for example, then the payable to would be to that apartment complex, to the dorms, to the college, however it works. So if you have any questions about that, then just let us know and we can work that out with you. Required documents, again, your tuition statement, your class schedule, all of the information is here. Okay, so if you have any questions along with any unused funds within after the 5 years, then they are automatically forfeited or relinquished back to the foundation. Okay. For our Diebler students, your disbursement form looks a little bit different because, like I had mentioned before, you're only allowed to use the scholarship for tuition and books. So you do get a different form that we will also share with you after this presentation. Okay, so some additional documents that are required. We also need a university transcript, okay? Because we do have that guideline that you have to maintain a 2.0 GPA to continue using the scholarship. So this transcript is not required your first semester, okay? You haven't established a university GPA yet, so you don't have to submit that your first time. Before you start college. But after you complete a university semester, then we will expect a transcript, and it can be an unofficial transcript, okay? Because we don't want you to have to pay for one to send to us. It can be an unofficial transcript as long as it has your name on it, as long as it has the college that you're attending on it, and it's updated, okay? The most updated transcript available. And then for receipts. So again, if you make the purchase first, you purchase a computer, you pay for tuition, you buy your books yourself, then just provide us with the receipts and we can reimburse you. Okay. Again, if you need the funds up front first, then we would expect a receipt. Oh, it's 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to get us the receipt back, okay? And then any unused funds would need to be returned. So for that, for example, say you're looking at a computer you want to buy. And when you send it to us, it's on sale and it's, I don't know, $800 or something. Well, or that's the original cost, right? $800 something. We give that check to you, you go and buy the laptop a week later, and then you see that it's on sale for even less. So now it's $600. Well, you buy the laptop, you send us the receipt, but then you would also have to submit the unused funds. okay? Whatever money you did not end up using for some reason, you ended up buying a different computer. That's perfectly fine too. But any unused funds need to be returned. They go back into your account so you can use it for a later time, okay? So everything just has to match. Your receipts need to match with the amount that you were given. Because we do account for every dollar, every penny for our donors. Okay, some additional requirements that we sent you, or documents that we sent you, is besides the YEF biography form that we already talked about, is a university records release form. So this records release form is to give YEF permission to contact the college so that we can get information like if you graduated and what degree did you earn and how are you doing. And so you can give us permission to get that kind of information. And then the photo and information release form, it just helps us with our fundraising, with our marketing of the promoting the events that we're holding. And we will use some of your pictures, videos, maybe even the thank you cards that you're sending to us, and giving us permission, if you allow, giving us permission to use your image and your information about the scholarship and your thank you notes, your quotes from your thank you cards. So those are also additional documents that are required. Those documents, so here's a look at the university records release form. And so this is some of the information that we would ask for, and that's it. We wouldn't ask for any other information, just academic-based information, and it's especially graduation, you know, when you graduated and the degree that you earned. And then the release form, here you can put if you agree or I do not agree, giving us authorization for your photo, your pictures, your videos, and then information release if you agree or do not agree, for us to be able to use that for our marketing purposes. Okay, so those are the forms. And all of those forms, if they can be submitted first before you start submitting your requests, because those are mandatory forms that we need. So I would recommend going ahead and working on those and submitting those to us as soon as you can. That way, once you have a need for your scholarship funds, you can submit it, and there's no, you don't have to worry about anything else or have to remember like, oh, I gotta do these other forms as well. Okay, so if you want to send those to us right away, that would be great. We can add those to your file, and then you're ready to go to request your funds. We do get different document types for the information that we need. And sometimes we do get like pictures of documents, or you take a picture off of your laptop for the information for your class schedule or something. And those don't always come through very well. We have to make sure we can see your name, the semester, the college or university you're attending, the information that's required on your class schedule, tuition statement, whatever it is. It just needs to be clear and readable to us. So we would recommend, if possible, to send them to us in Adobe PDF format if you can, okay? The easiest way is to pretend like you're going to print your class schedule, for example, and instead of sending it to a printer, you select save as PDF, and then it'll save it as a document. You attach that to your email and you send it to us. Okay, that's the easiest way. It's a very clear document that we're able to see and have all the information that we need. Screenshots are just a little hard to see sometimes, or they're a little too dark, and we're not able to use them a lot of times. Okay, so just be very careful with those pictures or screenshots. Like I said, we want to make sure your name, the college, the semester, that all of that information is in the documents that you're sending to us. Okay. So once our request is approved, I know many of you probably have not seen an actual printed check before. Let me show it to you. Let me get one. So unfortunately, we still are very old school and we print paper checks, okay? So once we are not doing, we're not set up to do electronic fund transfers right now. The banks that are involved want to charge us a lot of fees for stuff like that. And we would just prefer that 100% of our funds just go directly to students and not for fees for stuff like that. So you will get a printed check mailed to you at the address that you put on your disbursement form, okay? And you want to make sure that you submit that check to whoever is on the payable to. Remember, the payable to may be to you, it may be to your mom, it may be to the university, okay? So we send it to you and then you turn it in to wherever you need to. Sometimes requests are for a university. We just don't like sending them to the university, mailing it to them directly, because universities are huge. And if we don't have the correct department, building, address, who it's supposed to go to, it's going to get lost. And that's going to delay you paying your tuition and things like that. And if we have to cancel a check, it's about $40, $50 to do that. So we don't want to have to waste money that way, okay? So just make sure that the check is submitted to the right person. And then if you don't have a bank account, we really want to get one, because when you go to college and if you are getting financial aid and you get more financial aid than what you owe to the college, they're going to send that extra money to you. It's called a refund. And if you have a direct deposit set up with the college, then you get it right away within 3 to 5 days. If the college has to send you a check, it's going to take another week or two, okay? So set up a bank account. If you don't have one, that's just my recommendation. And of course, you always want to make sure on the checks that we send you, we also provide you with your balance. So if you have a $2,000 scholarship and you used some of it to get a computer, you're going to carry a balance on your scholarship with us. And you don't want to forget that you have that money. Okay, so for example, I made this check this morning for a student that asked for summer tuition for an MSU. And so her balance was 900 something, but she only needed $654.82 for her summer tuition. And so I updated her balance right here. But see how it's made to NMSU. But we're not going to send a check to NMSU. We're going to send it to her. And then she needs to take it to NMSU and turn it in to whoever she needs to turn it into. And then, of course, we track to the penny how the money is being used. Another example, this was also for tuition, but the student paid for it up front, sent us the receipt, and we were able to make the check out to the student for that exact amount, but she still has a little balance available to her to use for another semester. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. So just reminders, I know I went a little bit over, I'm going too long, I'm sorry. Submit your biography forms, submit those release forms. Go ahead and get that done now. That way it's out of the way. And then once you're ready to request those funds, submit your disbursement form and all of your documents. If you've already registered for college classes, hopefully you already have access to your tuition bills, your tuition statement. If not, you may want to contact the college. When are we getting those tuition bills? So you can start gathering all those documents for us so you can send them to us. Just please note, this is our last day today. Next week, the district is closing for 4th of July holiday, but we will be back July 8th on Monday. And you can email us during next week and we will address your, your questions, your emails when we get back on Monday the 8th. And then our email addresses, you can email yef@yisd.net or yefscholarships@gmail.com, and go ahead and call us. Okay, sometimes maybe we miss an email or we never got it. If you don't get a response from us within a week, please call us and follow up. I'm not gonna get my feelings hurt. We're not gonna get our feelings hurt if you call and check on us, because sometimes that happens. The district has very secure firewalls for the district, because we have to protect our student information, and sometimes things get blocked, okay, especially outside emails from if you have an iCloud email or an Outlook email, sometimes those do not go through. Okay, so you want to make sure you can also email the Gmail account. We get it that way. But if you don't hear from us, please give us a call and follow up with us. Okay. Thank you all for attending. I'm going to hang out here. I also have Ms. Josie Sandoval, the administrative assistant, on the call to help answer questions. But thank you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this made sense. And if it's a little confusing, just email us and we will answer your questions for you. Okay. I hope this was helpful.